Good afternoon. Please be seated. All seated? Okay, let's get started. Okay, thank you. Our thanks to the Capital String Ensemble for our musical prelude and processional. Please let me be among many to give you a hearty welcome to the Durham, North Carolina, the home of the Duke Blue Devils, and the Duke PA program, the birthplace of the PA profession. I am Jacqueline Barnett, the program director, and I'm honored to welcome the graduates, their family and friends, and our special guests to the 53rd commencement ceremony of the Duke Physician Assistant Program. So let me begin by acknowledging that our commencement causes some confusion for graduates and their families. We have a saying here at Duke. We say there's the right way, the wrong way, and the Duke way. So the Duke way for the PA program is that we sort of graduate the students today, but not really. As a matter of fact, the students were scheduled to be back on their rotations tomorrow, but we gave them the option of having the day off to spend with the family. Our 2-year professional program has an August start and an August finish. However, the university's official commencement ceremony occurs now in May. Therefore, we celebrate these wonderful students in May, even though they technically will not complete the program until August. So basically, this provides us another opportunity to celebrate them again. And we would love to have you all back with us on August 2nd at the Duke Chapel to celebrate their actual program completion and honor their tremendous achievement. So the way I look at it, these students are so good and have worked so hard that they deserve 2 big celebrations. So just how good are they, the Duke PA program students in the class of 2019? So recently, one of the doctors that precepted our students said to me, he says, Jackie, the Duke PA students are so good. And so I asked him, are they just good or are they finger-licking North Carolina barbecue good? And he replied, absolutely finger-licking good. So what makes the students so good? Now, what I told him is probably not true. I talked to him about our very strenuous curriculum, which is grounded in the medical model, and how our students are afforded the opportunity to learn from and rotate with world-renowned physicians at this phenomenal enterprise we call Duke Health. And all that is true. All that is true. However, the real unspoken truth is that the students come to us already good. We can teach them the pathophys, the pharmacology, and clinical medicine, and all the technical skills and procedures. We can teach them that. However, some of the most important aspects of being a healthcare provider are the things we just cannot teach. We cannot teach them empathy, compassion, altruism, integrity, humility. They come here with these wonderful virtues. They come from you all, their family, their village. That's where these virtues have been passed on. So in honoring our students today, we're also honoring you, their families. We know for students to be successful, they need the support of a village. Families make tremendous sacrifices for students to be here, and we thank all of you for your support. Now, of course, in honor of Mother's Day, we want to wish a happy Mother's Day to all of the moms and mom figures, and thank all the dads and family and friends for their role in our students' success. As I stated, it takes a village. And happy Mother's Day to my colleagues who share the stage with me, who are spending a portion of their Mother's Day with us as well. So in the program today, in addition to the symbolic awarding of degrees and program completion, Rita Kinsinger, our student speaker, will highlight the class of 2019 experiences in the program. We will present students with awards named in honor and in memory of Richard Shealy and Joyce Nichols, 2 outstanding graduates from our early classes. We will also honor a distinguished alumnus who has had a dynamic career careers, both a veteran and a PA, and recognize a PA and a physician who contribute immensely to the education of our students. We will also present an honorary PA award to a very special person who has led various initiatives over the past 27 years to advance PA education. And so now it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Edward Buckley, Vice Dean for Education for the Duke School of Medicine, who will administer the Hippocratic Oath to our graduates. Welcome again.
Good afternoon, and I want to add my congratulations to the class of 2019. I had the great pleasure of welcoming you 2 years ago, and now the honor of administering the Hippocratic Oath. Hippocrates, known as the father of medicine, was a Greek physician born in 460 BC. His events of his life are shrouded in uncertainty, yet tales of his ingenuity, patriotism, and compassion made him a legend. Unlike others of his time, he based his medical practice on observations and on the study of the human body. He held the belief that illness had a rational explanation and rejected the views that considered illness to be caused by superstitions, possession of evil spirits, or disfavor of the gods. The greatest legacy of Hippocrates, the Hippocratic Oath, is one of the oldest binding documents in history. Written in antiquity, its principles are held sacred by health professionals to this day. Treat the sick to the best of one's ability, preserve patient privacy, teach the secrets of medicine to the next generation, and so on. Over the years, the words of the oath have been modernized, but it remains an expression of the ideal conduct for health professions. The taking of the Hippocratic Oath occurs at a critical time in the development of physician assistants. It signals the end of the formal education process and lays the groundwork for the future care of patients. By taking this oath, you are bonding with your fellow students in the moment, recognizing your predecessors, and joining your mentors in the future. Now will the members of the class of 2019 stand and join me in reciting the Hippocratic Oath, which is in your program. Will the parents or family members of students who are physicians or physician assistants and who wish to retake the oath, please stand. And lastly, any other physician or physician assistants in the audience who wish to retake the oath, please stand. If you'll repeat after me, I do solemnly swear by whatsoever I hold most sacred that I'll be loyal to the profession of medicine and just and generous to its members. That I will lead my life and practice my art in uprightness and honor. That into whatsoever home I shall enter, it shall be for the good of the sick and the well to the utmost of my power. That I will hold myself aloof from wrong and from corruption and from the tempting of others to vice. That I will exercise my art solely for the cure of my patients and the prevention of disease. I will give no drugs and perform no operation for a criminal purpose, and far less suggest such things. That whatsoever I shall see or hear of the lives of men which is not fitting to be spoken, I will keep inviolably secret. These things I do promise, and in proportion as I am faithful to this oath, may happiness and good repute be ever mine. The opposite if I shall be forsworn. These things I do promise, and in proportion as I am faithful to this oath, may happiness and good repute be ever mine. The opposite if I shall be forsworn. I am proud to be the first to welcome you into the honorable profession of medicine. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Buckley. On this Mother's Day, I want to welcome the esteemed members of the faculty and staff, our ever-supportive friends and family, and each other, the Duke Physician Assistant Program, affectionately referred to as DPAP, Class of 2019. It is my honor to stand here today and to deliver these thoughts and reflections to this incredible student body. As I stand here humble and only just slightly terrified, it is not my intention to bestow advice because you are all brilliant, capable, and accomplished, but rather to express my deep appreciation, my admiration, and my belief in this program and each one of you. To be honest, I had a completely different speech planned up until Friday. It was nice, it was appropriate, but it was lacking the heart that I wanted to give you all today. Let me make this clear though, I'm not plugging procrastination. I'll put that off for later. Growing up, like most children I imagine, I was embarrassed to be different. We were a poor family living in a home without running water or television. Prior to moving to that home, my twin brother and I were born in an Airstream trailer, also without plumbing or electricity. Even my name made me feel different, so I went by Molly until high school. At that age, being different made me feel uncomfortable. Still to this day, ironically, both my father and mother continue to live in homes without running water. And I'm pretty sure they're the only 2 houses in the state of Wisconsin without it. I grew up the daughter of a traditional midwife, a woman with the innate ability to care for her patients and just about anyone within the community, helping babies come into the world and helping the elderly leave it. I always watched her as a child thinking she was magic, more of a medicine woman than a midwife in my eyes. I also knew I wasn't quite the same as her, which was okay. And so I went on to university to study science and became a first-generation college graduate. I will be honest, my mother and I don't always agree when it comes to practicing medicine. And instead of politics dividing the table at Thanksgiving, it has typically been topics surrounding modern medicine. However, I can tell you that she makes me a better care provider. I once wrote, there is a notion that children either emulate their parents in admiration or they distinguish themselves in revolt. I am the daughter of a medicine woman, and I choose to distinguish myself in admiration. By taking what I have learned from her and from everyone involved in my medical education, I hope to be a provider that practices evidence-based medicine with the art of medicine behind it. Somehow, our faculty and staff managed to take almost 2,000 applicants and select the students that you see here today. A group that complements each other, that teaches and supports one another. I am not standing up here saying that these last 2 years have been easy, but I can say, looking around at each one of you, it's easy to say that I would choose you and Duke in a heartbeat if I had to do it all over again. What I admire most about all of you is how diverse your stories are. Such different backgrounds and experiences, representing 26 states and a handful of countries from around the world. Between us, we have 88 different journeys that have brought us all here today. And by learning from each other and celebrating our differences, we have become fuller. Diversity drives our success. During didactic year, I watched this class pull the pieces together. I watched you form study groups to build each other up. The highly competitive environment that I was expecting was quickly dispelled. In a topic where some of us struggled, there was always a classmate who had it down and was willing to help us understand. Together, we made it through over 80 exams that first year. The start of clinical year really drove home the idea that the more you learn, the more you realize you don't know. However, medicine is not just what we learn in classrooms or labs, but also from our experiences with people, whether it is patients, educators, or each other. As the end of clinical year approaches, some of us, maybe all of us, might feel a little anxious or unprepared to take on the full responsibility of patients, especially after some of the more recent lectures we've had. However, look around. We are surrounded by a community devoted to our success as future PAs, and we have been receiving the best education and training in the country. We are more capable than we give ourselves credit. The friendships, bonds, and memories that we have formed over the last 2 years are unforgettable. From our first-year PAC groups, physical exam partners and seatmates, to study groups that often functioned more as support groups. From friendships that formed over the last 2 years or as early as interview day, to friendships that should have started years ago. From back row snacks to front row Dwight Schrute and candy buckets, and everyone in between, you are an incredible group. Today, I want to thank all of our educators, from those who taught us within the walls of DPAP, to those who have and continue to educate us in the clinics and hospitals here in Durham and all over North Carolina. I believe that the best indication of a great teacher is one that instills the desire in their students to give back to education. And seeing so many Duke alumni coming back to teach in Precept speaks volumes to the educators within this program and the community. I want to thank Mo for his continued dedication and hard work while serving as our STED Society and class president. The genuine concern and advocacy he demonstrates for his fellow classmates has been remarkable and contagious. I want to thank our friends and family for continuing to support us through this journey. Whether you are here in Durham or across the country, your support and understanding made this journey possible. To my husband, Drew, I said this at the end of our first semester and I'll say it again. The dogs and I would be malnourished and underwalked without you. You have been a source of mental, emotional, and physical health in these last 2 years. And of course, to the moms, a very special Mother's Day to you all. In closing, I'm not going to say that tomorrow is the beginning of a new chapter, because in reality, it's the start of the 3rd week of our 10th rotation. However, I will say, in preparing for the boards or the wards, reflect on the diversity of your journeys, celebrate your differences, trust your clinical experiences and education, and understand that you have the entire DPAP family at your back for whatever you need, because working with everything that we have will make us great PAs. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Congratulations to our students and happy Mother's Day. I'm Lois Alexander, and I will be presenting the Alumnus of the Year Award. This year's Alumnus of the Year Award 2019 goes to James E. Hill, Jr. Mr. Hill, or Jim as we call him, is a 1976 graduate of the Duke Physician Assistant Program. Prior to entering the PA program, he completed his undergraduate studies at UNC Charlotte and later completed graduate studies at UNC Charlotte in 1982 in counseling. On a personal note, I have known Jim for over 40 years and have always admired his integrity, leadership ability, and accomplishments. I would like to highlight some of his many accomplishments, and he has many. He has served in 2 branches of the military as an active duty captain in the U.S. Marine Corps for 4 years, but later joined the U.S. Air Force Reserve as a Medical Service Corps officer and served on active duty for Operation Desert Storm in 1991. Jim has always practiced clinically in emergency medicine or urgent care, even when he worked as an executive account manager at GlaxoSmithKline. Clinically, he was responsible for precepting new hire PAs and nurse practitioners as part of their orientation to emergency medicine. His role later expanded and he became the Southeast Regional Director of the Advanced Practice Providers. Jim has held many leadership positions such as President of the North Carolina Medical Society Foundation, He served on the Board of Trustees of North Carolina Academy of Physician Assistant Endowment, and he also served as a trustee member on the Medical Society Foundation. He also served at North Carolina Academy Editorial Board, in which he has many publications himself, and I think I counted something like on his curricula vitae 25. One accomplishment that stands out to me is volunteer service for many years as a physician assistant in the Navajo Indian Reservation in Northeast Arizona. He has established, he and his wife, endowments at UNC Charlotte, Duke University, and Carolinas College of Health Sciences. In 2003, Jim and Nancy, his wife, established an endowment for the Duke PA program, and we are truly grateful. Jim was past president of the North Carolina Academy of Physician Assistant back in the late 70s, when the PA profession was just in the beginning of developing our practice rules and regulations in the state. And those were some turbulent times. I had the pleasure of serving on the board when he was president of the State Academy. Jim worked intensely with physicians, the North Carolina Medical Society, APA, and the North Carolina Medical Board. I can attest that due to Jim's leadership, he laid the foundation, he laid the groundwork for us today, having the best practice regulations for PAs than any other state in the United States. And we thank you, Jim. He continues to be an advisor to the North Carolina Medical Board. Since retiring from his clinical and regional director positions, Jim came back to Duke to serve as the lead mentor for the Duke PA Veterans Mentoring Project. He will assist in the recruitment of potential PA students with military experience and the advancement of military veterans in the PA profession. But today we honor Jim Hill for his service to the country, his commitment to quality care, patient care, and his dedication to the success of Duke PA program through the James and Nancy Hill Endowment. Jim, may you come forward. So on behalf of the alumni, faculty, and staff of the Duke PA program, we present
Thank you, Lovis. I'd like to take just a couple of minutes and just share a couple of quick thoughts with you. First, I had no idea how getting this old could happen so quickly. So here's my advice to you. Savor every morning you wake up. Because if you don't, at one point in the not too distant future, maybe sooner than you think, you'll be up here telling the next generation of graduates just how quickly getting old becomes. I'll also share with you, just very quickly, a little bit of advice. Over my years of practice, I have seen two issues become a major challenge to PAs and medicine. One is the electronic medical record, which is probably going to require you to spend more time in front of the computer instead of the patient. And the other are the increasing demands to see more patients per hour. I'll just give you two pieces of advice to help overcome those. Number one, I would just say, take time to listen to your patient when you're in the history-taking phase. If you listen to them and let them tell you their story, they will many times walk you right to the correct diagnosis. And two, I would say push back against anybody who tries to make you see more patients per hour at the expense of being able to do it correctly. If you do those two things, you may find yourself like me many years from now, being 70 years old, having had a 42-year career, but looking back and say it was one of the most rewarding, satisfying professions I could ever have entered in. In the Marine Corps, we have a motto that says Semper Fidelis, which means always faithful. I have always been faithful to the Marine Corps, and I will always be faithful to the PA profession. Thank you.
Good afternoon and congratulations to the class of 2019. I'm so happy for you. My name is Carrie Morgan, and it's my privilege today to present the Richard John Sheely Memorial Award this afternoon to a member of this year's graduating class. This honor is given annually to a graduating PA student from our program. Richard Sheely, along with Kenneth Farrell and Victor Germino, was a member of the first PA program graduating class at Duke University, and therefore in the world, in 1967. Mr. Sheely went on to work as a PA at Duke and in the Durham community following graduation, and became one of the early organizers and leaders in our profession. He contributed to the development of the STED Society, our student organization. He also was a vocal advocate for the growth of the PA profession, and with the combined efforts of several of the other early graduates here at Duke, he helped to found the organization that we now know as the American Academy of Physician Assistants in 1968. AAPA now represents more than 100,000 PAs and is our profession's national voice on healthcare issues and workforce related to physician assistants. Unfortunately, Mr. Sheely died of a heart attack at 31 years old in 1970, but his legacy lives on in the professional organizations that he helped to create and in the many graduates of this incredible program. The Duke PA program established the Sheely Award in 1970 to recognize the accomplishments of this distinguished alumni. This honor is given each year to a student who's exhibited the qualities of leadership, professionalism, and academic excellence during the course of their training over the past 2 years. This year's recipient was attracted to the PA profession through the wish to unite compassion and love of science. The student approached learning to be a PA with thoughtful curiosity about medicine and a professional and caring demeanor. Before the first rotation was even over, we received a note from a preceptor who said the student was one of the best students I've ever worked with. I can't believe this is their first rotation. Preceptors noted that the student excelled in communication and was able to sensitively explain complex diagnoses and treatment plans to patients. This graduate seeks a career in which he can provide compassionate and expert care clinically, but also help to educate future PAs, advocate for policies that allow PAs to contribute maximally to help of our communities, and to organize and lead international volunteer projects. This student has sought leadership opportunities, promoted a supportive environment for classmates, and embraced a wide variety of experiences, including, due to his interest in international health, traveling to Tanzania for a clinical rotation and enthusiastically joining a study tour to Cuba. He served as class president of the STED Society, participating in and helping to organize many class service projects and other activities. And perhaps most importantly, as Mawida said, set a tone of supportiveness for his class and of thoughtfulness. In recognition of his outstanding academic accomplishments, service to his class and the community, and demonstration of the professional character of an exemplary physician assistant, it gives me great pleasure to present this year's Richard John Sheely Award to Maurice Paquette.
Congratulations, class of 2019. I'm Quincy Jones, and I have the honor this afternoon of presenting the Joyce Clayton Nichols Award to a member of this year's graduating class. This award is given annually in honor of Joyce Nichols, a 1970 Duke PA program graduate. Joyce was the first first woman to graduate from our PA program and the first African-American woman to practice as a PA. She established one of the first rural satellite clinics in the country and then practiced at Lincoln Community Health Center here in Durham for more than 2 decades, retiring in 1995. Joyce was a true pioneer of the PA profession. She was a charter member of both the American Academy of Physician Assistants and the North Carolina Academy of Physician Assistants. She is best known and remembered, however, for her advocacy on behalf of the poor and underserved. In particular, she was appointed a commissioner for the Durham Housing Authority. She also served on the Board of Trustees for the Durham County Hospital Corporation. Over the years, she received numerous awards and certificates, including the Duke University PA Program Distinguished Alumni Award in 1989, the Nancy Susan Reynolds Award for Advocacy in 1991, and the American Academy of Physician Assistants President's Award and National Humanitarian Award in 1996. In 2015, the Duke University PA program established the Joyce Clayton Nichols Award to honor a member of the graduating class who has displayed exemplary qualities of service, advocacy, and humanitarianism during their training. This year's recipient has demonstrated exemplary commitment to the mission of our program and our profession through advocacy work and a passion for the community. During her time as a Duke PA student, this individual has organized and participated in numerous service projects, such as delivering handmade cards to seniors in the community, helping build homes with Habitat for Humanity, weeding garden beds at the Goodwill Farm, and serving in the soup kitchen at Urban Ministries. She has given countless hours to bettering her community and truly exemplifies what it means to be a leader and a member of the Eugene A. Stead Society. In her clinical rotations, the student has excelled by demonstrating model professionalism, utilizing her strong medical knowledge, and collaborating with members of the healthcare team. As part of an elective clinical rotation, she was assigned an outreach project focused on childhood obesity. What this student was able to accomplish was by far more than expected. She conducted a needs assessment at a local elementary school with higher than average children receiving free and reduced lunch. And through coordination with the Stead Society, she was able to purchase physical education equipment for the school. Upon receiving this much needed equipment, the PE teacher graciously shared that this will enable him to teach 3 units of physical education that he was not previously able to teach. Service and advocacy seem to be part of the student's calling. Prior to PA school, she provided care to veterans as a social worker in the emergency department, and she hopes to care for medically underserved patients as a primary care PA when she completes her training. The student is kind, humble, and a dedicated person who genuinely serves her community with the intent of making it a better place. In recognition of her outstanding accomplishments and for her embodiment of the meaning of service and advocacy, it gives me great pleasure to present this year's Joyce Clayton Nichols Award to Laura Barton.
Nicole Lane received her Master of Health Sciences and Physician Assistant training here at the Duke PA program in 2011. Since then, Nicole has had a successful career as an orthopedic PA and currently delivers care at UNC Orthopedics. After completing her degree, Nicole maintained a close relationship to the Duke PA family as a recurring instructor and lecturer, and has become integral to many roles within the program, including the anatomy course, the surgery course, and the orthopedics unit. In fact, you could often find Nicole after lab instructing students on how to master their orthopedic special test moves, which is very helpful, and also looks like pretty sweet dance moves. Added bonus. Many Duke PA students describe Nicole as knowledgeable, relatable, and an engaging instructor. One student shared, "Nicole was awesome!" Exclamation point. Such a great, systematic, thorough, and nice instructor. Another student noted her passion and dedication to their education, stating, "Nicole was extremely helpful and available to us during the semester. She really knows her stuff and is great at explaining some of the more complicated things." As faculty, we are very grateful to have Nicole on our team as she injects her expertise and amazing sense of humor into our teaching spaces. In fact, Kim Howard, our surgery course coordinator, told me earlier today, "I could not execute the multiple moving components of my course without her." And it's these qualities that make Nicole invaluable to the Duke Physician Assistant Program. And we are honored to recognize Nicole as instrumental to the education and mentorship of our students over the past several years. And would now like to present you, Nicole, the Duke PA Certificate of Appreciation. Good afternoon. I'd like to continue the well wishes and congratulate the class of 2019. My name is Melinda Blazer, and it is my privilege today to award Dr. Christopher Boquist the PA Program's Certificate of Appreciation. Dr. Boquist received his Doctor of Medicine degree at the Medical College of Virginia and subsequently completed his family medicine residency at Womack Army Medical Center. Dr. Boquist continued to serve as a family physician in the Army, providing primary care and acute care services to servicemen and women while deployed abroad, as well as serving domestically. He joined Centera Family Physicians Newtown in 2011 and has been precepting our students ever since. In a time when the demands on the primary care provider are ever increasing, Dr. Boquist's commitment to our program has been steadfast. He precepts a student in primary care every single month of the year, which is amazing. We could not be more grateful for this ongoing commitment and dedication to our program. Learners routinely report that Dr. Boquist and his clinical staff create a welcoming and supportive learning environment for our students. One clinical year student noted, Dr. Boquist was a very patient preceptor. He was clear with his expectations from the beginning and showed that he cared about our learning. He dedicated time out of his busy schedule to sit with me and review topics that are in their associated clinical manifestations, diagnostic studies, and interventions. Every patient was a teaching patient, which I appreciated a lot. He challenged me to think critically and in a constructive way. I can honestly say this is one of my favorite rotations, and I have learned so much. Today, the Duke Physician Assistant Program acknowledges the significant contributions that Dr. Boquist has provided to the education of our students, so please join me in honoring him today.
Good afternoon and congratulations to our graduates. My name is Nick Hudak, and it is my distinct privilege and pleasure to recognize Timmy Agar Barwick as an honorary PA. This award recognizes individuals who have made major contributions to PA education. Ms. Agar Barwick began her role in 1991 as a staffer with the Association of PA Programs, the organization that would eventually become the Physician Assistant Education Association. Under her leadership as Chief Executive Officer, the association has enjoyed a long period of sustained growth, from 54 member programs to 238 programs today, with nearly 40 staff. The organization has developed a broad portfolio of services for its growing membership, including research reports and workshops, the annual education forum, and the quarterly Journal of Physician Assistant Education.
One of the services is also described as exams, including the PACRET exam and end of rotation exams. So graduates, as you meet Timmy today, we're just going to say she was hardly involved. Ms. Agar Barwick has also advocated for and represented the PA profession in several national, state, and local settings. It is important to recognize that the ultimate beneficiaries of this organizational growth that she's led, for her advocacy for the services that are provided to faculty and staff, are for students, Duke PA students and all PA students. And after 20 years of service to PAEA in the profession, Ms. Agar Barwick will retire from PAEA this June, leaving behind a strong organization and one equipped for continued success into the future. My own interpersonal interaction with Timmy was several years ago in Washington, D.C. at a meeting of the PAEA Committee on Clinical Education. It was a dinner meeting, and Timmy was joining us, and when she walked in to join us, I had this moment of, oh my gosh, the CEO is here, we must be in trouble. That was a fleeting moment as I quickly recognized that Timmy was there to connect, to listen, to share, to have some fun, and to find out how she could help. And at that time, and since that time, I have admired Timmy as a leader who shows up, thoughtfully engages, and seeks collaboration to move important work forward. One of our faculty members shared, I have always appreciated Timmy's even temperament, which she brought to the most challenging of situations. It's not that she doesn't feel passionately, it's that she allows good sense into the situation to facilitate thoughtful consideration leading to resolution. PA leadership can be challenging, and Timmy has always been the perfect match for the job. Another faculty member shared, I met Timmy many years ago and thought initially she was a PA because she was so dedicated to the profession. Timmy, our faculty agree. We think you're a PA. So today, in appreciation for Timmy's significant dedication to the health and education and for making an indelible mark on the PA profession, the Duke PA program recognizes Ms. Timmy Agar Barwick as an honorary PA.
I am Anna Marie Strilon, and I have the honor and the pleasure of reading the names of our graduates this afternoon. We ask that you kindly hold your applause until the end after all graduates have returned to their seats. Florence Ahn. Sandra Anton. Kayla Rose Baker. Laura Beth Barton. Brandon Bianchini. Jessica Jordan Bursey. Daniel Jason Bazell. Robbie Joseph Cadena. Karen Adams Cave. Joe C. Chang. Iris Yoon Chung. Grace Carolyn Cup. Aman Dhaliwal. Grace Amy Revenon Dreyer. Thomas Colin Dreyer. And Keita Dubé. Jose Carlo Masalina Esteban. Daniel Kevin Etlin. Amber Fatima. Laura Mary Gilland. Jasmine Elizabeth Gillette. Jonathan Britt Goldston. Rachel Cahoon Gray. Brittany Charlotte Gabinski. Suzanne Proctor Hallquist. Hannah Jane Hayes.
No problem.
Sonali Heroff. Chad J. Hess. Rebecca Howell. Catherine D. Hubbard. Eileen Pearl Giras. Nicole Marie Johnson. Taylor Hap Johnson. Brittany Elaine Jones. Lauren F. Catata. Erica Noel Keller. Moita Kensinger. Amy Huang. Michelle Lacayo. Elham Lagai. Kim N. Lay. Anne May Lynn. Margaret Jean Longley. Lawrence L. Luke. Margaret G. Joanna Lule. Emma Olivia Martinelli. Lauren Mary McClellan. Julie David McClure. Ashley Ann McGee. Michael George Miller. Valerie Nicole Mock. Rachel Teresa Mudd. Justin Mitchell Naj. Jeremy Allen Nelson. Kate Marie Newman. Chrissy No. Chi Min Win. Nicholas Yoon Khan Nguyen. Ann Kelly Nosek. Melanie Buchanan Overcash. Maurice Andre Paquette II. Allison Kateri Parker. Pooja Parmar. Brianna Marie Payne. Deidre Pelletier. Aaron Stephen Peterson. Lara Hendy Quinlivan. Stephen Wolf Ramos. Matthew Rand. Gregory James Reinhardt. Melanie Rogers. Kelsey Ann Rothenberg. Chrissy Loretta Raldez. Thank you for our patience during this brief intermission. We good? All right. Sarah Desiree Shafran. Carly L. Schurz. Amanda Ray Schwartz. Claire Victoria Chavez. Erin Elizabeth Shea. Lauren Hope Smith. Hannah Lee Stallkamp. Alyssa Lee Sullins. Alvaro Sutashan Sanchez. Tabitha Tebak. Aroldo Trejo. Olivia Marie Andre Tullier. Yeying Wong. Patrick H. Whitman. Neil Jameson Yasuda. Please join me in congratulating the class of 2019.
And I'm closing us out today. Let me add my congratulations to you, class of 2019. I am very mindful that I'm the only thing standing in the way of celebration and cake, so I will keep it brief. First, I want to thank all the families and friends who are here today to show support for the graduates. PA School is a 2-year marathon, and you have faithfully served at the aid stations at various mile markers along the route. Your support has been vital to the students' success, and we are grateful for you. Graduates, in addition to taking time today to thank your family and friends, be sure to acknowledge the love and support of your PA classmates, who will forever be known as your DPAP family. You have weathered the leg cramps and fatigue of this PA School marathon together, and will continue to support one another as you cross the finish line in August. Continued post-marathon encouragement will be important as you begin your careers, face challenges in your new PA roles, and celebrate other major life milestones together. On behalf of the faculty and staff, the other component of your DPAP family and support system, I'm here to relay our faith and confidence in you. We believe that you are capable of greatness and are very proud of each of you. We cannot wait to hear about what you do with your PA education and about the impact you will make for patients and communities. Without further ado, it's time to eat cake. Yes, please remain seated until the graduates have exited the ballroom and join us out on the terrace for refreshments. Congratulations again.